Michelle and Nancy Bancroft, Michelle Dumas, Nancy Bancroft sitting in for Snooky Shea, who is not here, and Mark Duffy, the selectman's rep, who is not here. So we have a full board of 7 voting. Back to the minutes of the last meeting, the May meeting. Everybody received those minutes. I wasn't here, so your pleasure. Anybody see any?
You got them, Michelle?
I did get one.
Yeah. Any, did I miss anything? Because I wrote up the minutes from
Someone's notes, Annie's notes?
Annie's notes.
Okay.
So,
And I think Annie is away in England not right now, as she would have been here. So, again.
so anybody want to?
Anybody have any corrections, deletions, any comments about the minutes?
I haven't seen it. I make a motion, we accept.
Second. Right, it was moved by Connie that we accept them, and seconded by Paul. Jean.
Oh, I was having a little, okay.
All right, then we'll go on to,
All in favor?
oh yeah, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we'll put them on file. Thank you. The financials, I do not have copies of anything at this point, so we'll get a current copy. Michelle is out this week,
Yes.
our clerk, so they weren't available for me.
I've got one thing, money to deposit
Okay,
from, I got $95 to deposit. That's money from Pride Day.
okay.
Okay.
Pride Day proceeds, $95.
Yeah.
Is that after we paid for our, is that a net number? Is that after we paid for the booth? No.
No, I paid for the booth.
So we need,
We need $45. That's right.
45 for the
Ooh.
booth?
25.
25.
I mean, 20, yeah. Why I say 25? Yeah, so,
Inflation there.
Take you out to
I'll
So
take-
why don't you, for the bookkeeping, why don't you just,
I'll take out 25.
right, and the net number will be 95 minus 25, 70.
Yeah, 70.
Okay, it was a wet day and cold, and I don't think there were as many people around, but we did get a chance to speak
Yeah.
with some, and that's always good to
Yeah.
talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
I will, thank you. I have received a resignation from our clerk. She will be, keep her position until August 1st. And I have already put Tony's put the job description on the town's website. So if anyone knows of a person who might be interested, have them respond, look at the website for the job description, and happy to talk to anybody at any time. We did not put a deadline, just as we did before. Happy to, till we find the right person, we'll keep it up. So, we have some donations that I'd like to review. First of all, this book, which is Citizen Soldiers. I'll let you take this.
Okay.
This was donated to us at the 250th at the Denleys. And it is, I'll read the inscription, and it was given to us by the captain of the Lafayette Artillery Company who was there that day. Town of Wakefield, congratulations on the 250th anniversary of your incorporation. We are proud and honored to participate in your celebration of this historic event, August 30th, 2024, and all the members have signed it. And this artillery company has had 220 years of continuous service in this state.
Wow.
So it's their history. And I will have it available at the Heritage Center. And so I think if any of the members want to borrow it and read it, feel free, just let me know who has it. But other than that, it should stay at the Heritage Center. So that's one thing. This was given to us by Cynthia Chick Cosby, I'll give you this to look at.
Okay.
And this is her father's Boy Scout uniform. And he went to school at the East Wakefield School.
Oh, wow.
So she's given me the complete uniform. Also some pictures. There's a picture in here of him wearing the uniform, and also a write-up that we'll be able to use. So I thought this should be at the East Wakefield School. He was Ralph Hanson Chick, May 20th, 1923. And he was the son of Ralph Hanson Chick Sr. and Lillian May Chick. And they also went to, had Boy Scouts at your house, Nancy.
Charlie.
Would have to have probably been when the Malums were,
No, it was, he lived out on, across from Millie Snow, Millie and Holly Snow. He
Oh.
lived across the street.
Okay.
He talked about, because he was in his 90s when he came up for dinner at our house, and it was, he was talking about running a Cub Scout
uh-huh.
and Boy Scouts at the house.
And this guy,
I don't know if he was there, but I know that
he
this
was
man-
there.
I don't know if this
Oh.
man was in his troop, but I know that this man who was in his 90s at that time, he worked at the house, then he went to Cornell or Columbia. He became a college professor, and he split his time between Tennessee and here.
And so he had
We'll
a,
come to you at
yeah.
2 o'clock in the
It-
morning. I'll give you a call.
it's all right. No, that's all right.
I can wait till
And
6.
we have another donation that came in, and this is a child's Revolutionary War reenactment type uniform. The uniform itself, the spats, and I don't know what the,
We didn't have that.
Those are Boy Scouts.
no,
Those
oh,
with
they
the
were
Boy-
Boy Scouts?
Yeah, those
So this
didn't
is
go
what-
with that.
So it isn't authentic, but it is something that was used, and I'm going to, this was donated, was given to me by John Meyer. Someone had given it to him to find a good use for. So I think we should put it at the Grange in our 250th exhibit, because we did, we were commemorating the 250 years of our incorporation. So,
My mother-in-law made that.
you're sure she made that
I'm
one?
positive.
Yep.
I am positive, just
So,
looking at it.
we'll-
It's the right size for Paul, and I have one that she made for Scott at home, and his was cranberry where the green is.
So they would have been
So they wore those for,
bicentennial?
yes, yes. And I'll find Scott's and put it
Yeah,
with that.
because I think it will
'Cause you'll
enhance
see
our
that they're made
exhibit.
exactly alike.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So, those are the donations since our last, we have one more? Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. A desk that was donated for the East Wakefield School, it's already there, right? And it was donated by Ed Dollaher, and I think I sent him a note, but I will, I don't know who to send this one to, but I will see that I will check on that. I think I emailed him because you gave me his email, Nancy, or I had it. So we're always welcome to have donations of any kind that are historically appropriate for the town. Correspondence. I received, obviously, the resignation of our clerk. Also, I had an email from the son of Mark Sage. Mark Sage is the last owner of the railroad station. prior to the time that we got it. And Mark and his family, several of his family, 5 people in all, want to come and tour. And they live in Rhode Island. And I told them that I would try to be there myself because I remember what it looked like then and the improvements that we've made. And I'm probably the oldest one again. So they're planning on coming the 4th of July weekend. So I already know I'll schedule myself on them. So that was one thing. I also received, many of us received this notification of the 40th anniversary of New Hampshire Preservation Alliance, their 40th celebration, and it's the 2025 awards announcement. It's June 11th, and they are also recognizing those who have received awards over the 40 years. The Wakefield Heritage Commission has received 2 awards from them, 2 different times over the 40 years, which I don't know if we're the only one or not, but it's probably, we will stand out, I think. So if anyone wants to go, Connie and Phil and I have already registered. Anyone else?
But I didn't get a ticket.
Well,
He did.
he
but
got,
I
you
didn't.
didn't. You should have. I will reach out to them again. So if anyone wants to go, you're welcome to join us. It's $40 and the commission will pay for it. You will have to go online and register and keep your receipt and we'll reimburse you. And so it's June 11th, 5 to 8. It's at the Tilton School in Tilton. And I figured we could just all carpool from here if anybody else was interested in going. So you can let me know after the meeting or, so it's next week, but they are taking reservations up until the 10th, so we still have time.
Okay, you sent me an email that said it's the 21st.
Well, on your ticket, it should say the 11th.
It does.
Okay, then forget me.
So I was going to
Yeah.
bring up the conflict of dates. Okay,
This means nothing.
thank you.
The ticket is correct. My email is incorrect.
It didn't take till 2 AM. Charlie Dawson.
Charlie Dawson?
D-A-W-S-O-N.
Okay.
So if anybody doesn't have a ticket yet, this is what it looks like. That's pretty simple.
Yeah. So, I won't put anybody on the spot right now, but if you think you want to go, again, we will reimburse you and we'll carpool. Right now, I've got room for a few more in my car. Phil and Connie are going. And I also got an email from somebody, and I can't tell you his name, but I'll know it for next meeting, who has an early railroad poster. I think it was 1890 something, and he wants to donate it to us. So he was looking for some place to donate it, and would we be interested? So I corresponded. He was going to be out of the area for, and he's not local, out of the area for a while, and he'll get back to me to make arrangements to give it to us. So. So now we're down to opening dates and the cleaning and the docent schedule for July. So why don't we talk about the cleaning first, and then we need to get our July schedule done. So Jean has already offered
I'll do the school.
to do the school. Do you need help?
Not that bad. I went over to
Okay.
Windows, sweep, dust.
Okay, and so what I would like, if whoever, well, not necessarily, but I'd like to have help setting up the 250th exhibit as well as cleaning at the Grange. So I will be one.
When are you doing it?
When-
When perhaps.
We can talk, would you be willing to help?
I'm happy.
And you can,
As
then
long
you
as
could,
it's not the week I'm away, but.
right, okay,
And I-
okay. Michelle and Nancy. So you can get these down in case we all forget who offered. And the railroad station,
I wanna do the cleanup on June 14th, it's on a Saturday. And what I usually do is I just vacuum and mop the floors and dust, so it'll take maximum of probably 2 hours at the most.
right, and it won't take longer than that at any
No.
of the other places either.
Right, yeah.
So June 14th,
I wanna do it a couple of weeks, well, we could change that date because I was
That's-
thinking the 21st was the date of that.
No, that was my error.
That was your error. So we could change the cleanup to the 21st, which is a week before we open.
Does it have to be on a Saturday? That's what you'd like to do?
That's what I'd like.
Okay.
I just assume.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to have it on a Saturday.
So, which one are you going for?
Because we open up this date,
In Union, it's the 28th, yes.
28th. So let's just keep it the 14th.
I can help you on the 14th, but I can't on the 21st.
Okay.
I can get out with, the duster
Okay.
and the, whatever it is, the oil, whatever that,
Okay,
oil
so,
is that you put on the wood and.
okay, Phil, Nancy, I will come down, Pam.
I'll have to get in contact with Elaine, because I haven't talked to her yet.
Okay.
And I was hoping she'd be here tonight.
She's in
Yeah.
Portugal right now.
She's
She's
away.
in Portugal.
We have
She's
two
in
members
On a
Portugal?
river
away.
cruise, yeah, so.
We have two
Oh.
members away, one in Portugal and one in England.
Oh,
What are we doing wrong
Yeah,
here?
Wakefield.
Okay. All right, so.
So if she can, then,
And
because a
Nan-
Saturday's
and
harder
Nancy
for me,
can.
but
and
be
I'll
in touch
there.
with me.
Okay.
And so that basically covers the cleaning.
Yeah.
And, hmm?
What about spinning?
Well, it's not a priority because we're not open unless we planned something. So we can do it at a later time unless someone wants to go down and clean. Okay? Docent schedule. Let's look at that. Starting with the very first date is the railroad station
When?
on the 28th.
When are you gonna take Michelle around?
The 16th.
The 16th? Okay.
So definitely, before,
She can go, I mean, we're opening up before anybody else,
right?
right?
Because you're opening up on the weekend and we open the following Wednesday.
Okay.
So
So let's have, once you bring her down, have her come down to the station. And
we're doing it on the 6th,
after you look at, yeah.
on the
Okay.
16th of June.
Yeah, but after you do that,
Yeah.
I'd like you to select the station to work at. Because that's the first place that we're open before these
Right.
others.
Right, okay, so, but,
I'm a little
There's a
partial.
method
Right.
in your madness.
right, so she will definitely be seeing the Grange, the station, maybe the Freight House, at least the station, the Grange, and the East Wakefield School.
Yeah, okay.
And I will talk about the other things, so she will see those. So if she's available to work that weekend, she'll know.
Yeah.
So let's start on the it's the 28th, right? When are you opening?
28th of June.
Yeah, the 28th. So is anyone
It's gonna be
available?
me.
Huh?
Put me down for every Saturday and Sunday, right?
Is that right, Connie?
Yeah.
Okay. But you need somebody with you on both days?
Well, yeah, I'd like to, yeah.
So
It's
usually
it's
Elaine.
easier.
Hmm? Oh, it is. You need two people there
Yeah.
with, to cover everything.
So Elaine usually comes on the Saturday, and then if I can get somebody else for Sunday, that's what I'd like.
For that, so we're talking right now, we're talking the 29th of June. We'll go through these until we have somebody.
I can do the 29th, is that on Sunday?
Yes,
I can do Sunday.
okay.
Me?
So I'm not writing in my book. That's my book.
Oh, that's you. Oh,
I'm writing it on here.
she's going to write down Connie. Okay.
So,
June what?
Connie and
28th.
Phil.
29th.
And you think Elaine and you will be there the day before?
I don't know when she's coming home, if she ever is coming home, I don't know.
She'll be home.
We home
She might
middle
just
of
decide
next
she's
week
gonna,
or early next week.
Long before the end of June.
Yeah.
you hope. She might
She
just
just-
decide to stay there.
She might. Okay, so, you can let me
Yeah.
know if you have a problem with that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the following Wednesday, the school and the Grange open, the 2nd of July. Anyone available for either? I'm gonna, till after the 4th, right?
Yeah.
Can you do
I can
either
probably do.
the school
The school.
On the
You know,
2nd?
I'm at the food pantry. and-
on Wednesdays?
On Wednesdays, but last year I would leave at 10, but sometimes I might get, depending on how big an order we get from Hannaford, I might be
Oh,
a few
okay.
minutes late, but
All right.
I'll try to get out.
So, and I will do the Grange.
Okay.
And one is adequate in each of those. Later in the summer, it's always nice to have more, but we normally go with one because other than if someone wants to go upstairs, we don't do that unless we have two people there. So,
The school, need two people.
the school, yeah, so,
Nice to
gee.
have somebody to chat to, but other than that.
Right. Okay, and then Saturday, the 5th, I will help you with the railroad station, because that's when his last name isn't Sage, I don't know what it is. So put me down.
Who is that coming?
Mark's
Oh, Mark.
Mark's son and other family, 5 family members
Oh, okay.
that, and they've never been there.
Okay.
So, he sent me this email and he has a different last name. And he said that his father, they'd had a family would like to come and see the railroad station, that his father used to own it. And I'm thinking, this doesn't make sense. And I knew it was nobody before Mark. So I texted back to him or emailed, was Mark Sage your father? And he said yes. So. Anyway, so Phil and I on Saturday, the 5th, the holiday weekend,
Yep.
okay? And the school,
Guess it'll be me. I'll let you know if I can't, but
Okay,
right now
Jean.
I'll say yes.
and you don't need to, and I can't do the Grange that day because I'll be in Union, and you can't do the Grange because you have a house full of company. And will you feel comfortable, do you think?
I don't even know what I'm volunteering for, so.
So it's 10 to 12.
Okay.
So it's 2 hours, and I would like to be with you the first time, but it's not going to happen, so
I probably.
I'm sure you can handle it. I'm going to put Michelle down for the Grange.
Just wing it.
The railroad doesn't open until noon.
Right, 12 to 4. And the school and the Grange are open 10 to 12. Oh, so I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I could be there with you for some of the time,
Oh,
at least an hour,
yeah.
and then get down to, okay, so put me down to,
That was July 5th.
on the 5th. Okay. And the 6th is Sunday, is Phil and who? And Elaine usually comes on Saturdays, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We'll skip by that for a minute. And then the following Wednesday, the school in the Grange. I hate to put you down there all the time.
Well, let's put me down, and if there's some reason I can't do it.
And we have others who are not here tonight
Yeah.
who, you know, Annie volunteers
Yeah.
at the Grange frequently.
She came to the school.
And she
last
came to the
year,
school
yeah.
too.
What's the date on that one?
That was the 9th. We're going, so it's Jean. And the Grange, I'll put myself down.
So that could come.
On the 9th, you could do that, Nancy?
Yeah, my company goes home at 6.
So
They
if
gotta
you're
go home at 6.
Yeah.
Gonna do the Grange on the 9th, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And,
Oh, wait a minute. I can't, because Friends of the Wakefield. Oh, no, I'll be down at the Grange before the Friends of the Wakefield Congress.
Okay.
right, because we both have to be, okay. And then Saturday, the 12th, Union would be Phil, and he needs another person.
Elaine, didn't you say Elaine is?
I would say just put down Elaine with a question mark, because she usually comes every Saturday, every Saturday.
All summer, will she?
Well, no, maybe not all
Some
summer.
of the time she
but
doesn't.
We'll have. yeah,
We'll start
have
with
to
it.
ask. Yeah.
We need at least the first week set up. And so the school, would you be willing to be one that would be familiar with doing both, the school or, actually, and there's a lot more to the station, but we've got, you know, and that's a longer period of time. But we,
Yeah, sure.
okay, so,
We're gonna stretch you.
yeah. And we have others that will,
Sorry you volunteered.
All right.
okay, so, would you like to do the school then? Because you will be familiar with the Grange.
Sure.
Maybe she can come in, maybe you can come in some
Mm-hmm,
and show her, and
yep.
so on the 12th, I'm gonna put Jean for a while and Michelle.
I have a very long commute, I have to cross the street.
And,
That can be a challenge on that road.
yeah, it can
Yeah.
be.
What time
And-
is that on?
10 to 12.
10 to 12, okay.
The same as at the Grange. And so I'll put myself down there. And again, we'll see about filling in where, so we don't all have to do it every single week.
Mhm.
Except for Phil, he likes to do it every single time.
Every single Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna be there.
Right.
If
It's
I'm
gonna
not,
be one
if I'm not
Saturday
sick.
you can't.
Which one?
And I
Connie?
don't know when
In
it
August?
is. No, I think, well, it might be in August, but Lynn is gonna turn 60, and they're planning a big party for her and Heidi Tibbetts.
I hope it isn't
and-
a surprise because you're.
Oh, no. No, it's not gonna be a
Okay.
surprise, because it's gonna be at her house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't surprise somebody that way.
Yeah.
That would be some
So you
surprise.
will be expected to be there.
All right.
At least for 5 minutes.
I'll show up. I'll show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know
So
when it is yet.
now we have the Saturday, the 16th, the school in the Grange. Nancy, can you?
What happened to the, I got lost here. The
Uh,
13th.
On the 13th, we could use somebody.
The 9th is a Wednesday. I gotta look at my.
I put you down for the Grange that Wednesday.
Yes. I have. Yes, I'm down. But then the 12th is the Saturday, and the 13th is the Sunday for the railroad.
Hmm?
The 12th is Saturday, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And we're all set on Saturday,
Right, but now the next date would be the 13th. for
Right.
The railroad.
at the railroad. So Phil needs a help, somebody there.
I can get out, unless, did you want to go, Michelle? I don't know.
You should,
No, yeah.
because Michelle's already put in 3 times,
Okay,
and you've done one,
okay.
because you're so busy with, what, 30-some people staying over at your house for, how many? 40,
Oh,
for a week,
my.
over the 4th. Can you imagine?
Oh, my.
So the 13th, I'm gonna put Nancy down. We haven't got anybody on the 6th yet, though. And Wednesday, the 16th,
Well, I'll say that I'll do the school, unless somebody else wants to.
and I will do, I can do the Grange. And actually, we're gonna have another meeting before, if people
Right.
aren't really sure, we can wait until some other members are here and do it at the next meeting. Does that seem fair?
I feel like I should go and learn before I volunteer too many times.
That's right, that's
So-
right.
Good idea.
Since you don't know what you're volunteering
Right.
for.
All right, so,
Where do you
we're,
see the Freight House?
yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna love that.
all right, we'll start with a, what date did we leave out with Jean for the
We
next?
left off on the 16th.
Okay, so,
You're gonna have to decide before the next meeting, because the next meeting is the 1st of August, right?
no,
July.
No,
it's
I mean,
July.
1st of July.
July.
That's what I'm saying, we have time.
Oh.
We could, the first
Yeah,
few
that's
weeks
right.
have been
You're right. Okay,
decided.
that's right, yeah.
So we'll be going on the 19th,
Yeah.
and
okay.
we'll have other people here that might
Be
help.
able to
Right.
plug in some of
So
it.
starting,
I think I'll try to print up some blank calendars.
That
too,
would be
we can
good.
write on.
right, and Jean, will you put in the minutes that we need to start on the 19th
We need
for
to-
scheduling
Oh, yeah.
docents at the next meeting?
Yep,
Okay. Anybody have anything else under the opening dates, questions, concerns? The next thing is the Union Station. So we're waiting for the mini split. I talked to Jim Speakus today, who is the owner of the company, and he has, apparently was waiting for me to get back. He stopped and talked to somebody at the Freight House who said, oh, you wait for Pam. And when I called him, he says, oh, you're back. I didn't even have to give him my name because he has had my contact information, so.
Can he call me? I
I
don't know.
don't know. He said he'd never heard from you, so you might have
I
had the
sent
wrong.
him.
Numbers, both of you.
Huh?
We gave them both your numbers.
I sent him 2 emails and he never responded.
You might not have had the right. I called him, and the number you gave to me is the same number I had in my phone.
Mhm.
And so he had my number, and he said, hi Pam, you're back. I said, okay. So he said, probably in the next couple of weeks, he has 2 jobs ahead, and all the equipment's there, and he will let either me or you, or he's gonna call me, and one of us is gonna have to let them in
Yeah?
and turn off the system while they're working. He said it'll probably be 2 days.
Well, we don't have to turn it off until he gets ready to hook up the electricity.
Well, if he's
Yeah.
going in and out, we need to have the door,
Oh, yeah, but I mean, yeah.
the
that's-
system off.
Yeah. Yeah, but he doesn't need the electricity shut off.
No, we need to turn off the security
Wow.
system, so as they're
Oh,
going in and
oh, I
out,
see what you're
it
saying.
won't call the police.
Yeah.
So he is going to let me know. If I cannot make it down there, I'm gonna call you. He'll give us probably 2 days' notice.
Okay.
And if it's a Wednesday, are you able to get in? You're able to
Oh,
get
yeah.
in, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then I can let you know too. We'll see. If I can be there, I will and get
Okay.
initially. And if it ends up being a time I can't be, I will call either you or Phil. If
Yeah.
it's a Wednesday, Phil, I might as well let Paul have, well, unless you're there at what time, Paul?
I could be there anytime.
Okay,
I'm
because
just
they might.
10 minutes away.
Yeah, okay. All right, so he said there'd be, I said, well, we open the 28th of the last weekend in June, and I'll be awfully unhappy if it's not in. He says, don't worry, it'll be in long before that, so we're hopeful. The AED battery and pad replacements. So Phil, do you
I got it.
remember how that was left?
I think it was left that I was supposed to contact the fire department, because they have to do that, I think.
We have to order them and pay for them. And we decided, last winter, you and I decided it made no sense to get them in the middle of the
Yeah.
winter because no one's there.
So,
So we do have to order them. And Nikki has the contact information, not Nikki, Lydia So I will get that from Lydia.
Okay,
But that's the way you remember it too, right?
yeah. But I thought I thought the fire department.
We have to buy them.
We have to buy them, but not from the fire department, right directly?
From wherever Lydia has the contact
Okay,
address. So I don't believe it's the fire department, but I will check with her because she had that information.
okay.
Now, Union Station, what else do we have on Union Station, Phil?
I don't have anything.
Nothing? Okay. Well,
Everything's going good.
that's great. And Phil did get the flowers down there,
Oh,
did,
yeah,
was that
did.
on, that wasn't there at
Oh,
the last
shoot, I
meeting,
forgot.
right?
Yeah, I have the receipt for it, but I forgot to bring it tonight.
Okay.
We'll bring it next week.
And we
next
can,
meeting.
and we can put it on,
It was $120, I think.
okay. And we can put it on Fund 1 anyway, so we won't need it on the warrant. Because it can go in the bottom line, enhancing our historic sites,
Okay.
okay? So you need to, I just need to sign it, so you just need to get it to me. So I can tell.
So we don't need to put it on the warrant?
No,
You
not
just
if
need to
it's
sign
Fund 1, yeah.
Sign the slip?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Anything else on the station?
You got the wig-wag back, yeah. No,
Hmm?
that's good.
Okay. The East Wakefield School, anything you can think of there, Jean?
Well, you know, the roof still leaks. I mean, it wasn't horrific during the winter, you know. I
Yeah, how
emptied
did-
the little bucket, and more little paint chips come down, just because that ceiling is,
Did we?
you know. We got one quote, which was pretty high, and we thought we needed 2 more quotes.
Or at least, yeah.
um,
So,
Because it was over whatever the limit is, yeah.
right. Okay, so just for that little part, or did
Well,
they
this
decide the
guy,
whole
that's why
thing?
you need other quotes. This guy said, oh, it was, and maybe it is, I didn't go up on the roof with him, but he said it was going this way and that way, and so I think you need to find out if that
Okay.
is the, it very well could be. if
Can
that-
you, we don't need, will you write down the name of the person that came out?
Oh, do you really think I remember that?
Okay.
It should be in, they sent a quote, I think. They sent some kind of info to you
All right,
guys.
I will
an
check with
email.
Lydia.
I don't remember what their name was. I went over
Okay.
and talked to them and watched them while they were
Okay.
running
All
around
right.
the roof, but,
All right, I'll have to see what
long,
yeah.
long ago, far away.
It was last fall.
Yeah, it was last fall.
Okay, the Grange, so at the school, other than the roof,
Yeah.
we probably, did they put more dirt in, gravel out there? It looked like the town, somebody added gravel in the yard, did they?
I didn't see anybody do it.
Okay, then they probably didn't, it just looked fresh or something. We
Ma'am,
need,
On the school, are you looking for somebody else to give you a quote on the roof?
yes,
I just talked to a guy that's gonna be working on my roof. He seems to be pretty smart.
okay,
I got the card at home. but
Okay,
I can
good.
get that information to
yep,
you.
perfect. And then Jean is,
I can,
either
if I
Jean
know
or
when
I.
they're coming, I could let them in if
Right.
I'm around. I just
so
need to
good,
know.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Grange / Heritage Center, I want to get the 250th display up, so when we're there, we can talk about that, and, you know, we should be okay with the 3 of us. And the blacksmith shop,
I haven't been
Anything-
in a blacksmith shop since last fall. Well, since we
put the wigwag in.
Since we put the wigwag in, I haven't
Okay.
been down there.
Okay. And we really don't, there's nothing, probably at this time, there's nothing we need to consider to get done there,
Wow, we can, I mean,
correct?
We-
There's nothing we should consider.
I think we
Not
should
at this
start, I
point.
think we should start working on that wigwag.
Yes, but
Because-
that's not the blacksmith shop.
Right.
We're talking about the
But the
blacksmith.
wigwag's in the blacksmith shop.
It is.
We'll talk about it after.
It's further down on our agenda.
Okay.
Freight House, Paul.
Okay, I got a few things. The benches that we have out front on that walkway, they're falling apart, so we're gonna get rid of them. And Phil, I spoke to him earlier this evening, he's gonna help me haul them off.
Okay,
And we decided as a group at the Freight House that we're gonna buy new ones and pay for them.
okay, well,
We're
thank
gonna
you.
get metal ones.
Okay,
So, and if it's okay, for the winter, we'd like to store them into the train station to get them out
Yeah.
of the weather where it's
yeah,
closed
that,
anyway.
yeah, as long as they fit, I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
they
no,
will.
they're not gonna be that big, but at least they won't be
Right.
wooden and falling.
Yeah, I have no problem with that, do you, Phil? After, after
After
Tour
you
de
close.
Chooch?
Yeah,
Let's,
after Tour
let's
de
check,
Chooch.
let's check, where they might be able, see, we don't, the cobbler shop might be a better place
Okay,
for the winter.
wherever we can get them out
Yeah.
of the
We'll
weather
find
is
a
fine.
place.
The cobbler,
Yeah.
I'm thinking a
We'll find a
cobbler
place.
shop would be better.
Okay, whatever.
But there's no reason why we can't find a spot for them.
Yeah.
We're definitely buying one, but if we need it, we'll pay for two.
Okay, okay, good, thank you. Anything else at the Freight House?
The website, that Michelle said she's gonna work on.
Well, we'll talk about that further down,
Okay,
okay?
yeah. And
With the
then-
wigwag.
Okay, Heritage Day, have we got a date on that yet?
That's further down too, but we can discuss that now, because we need to set that date.
Right.
So I'm thinking it should be either the 9th or the 16th of August. That's why I asked you, Connie, when that party might be.
Yeah,
Have they set the date yet?
no. I'll talk to Tommy, but we can set the date.
For
And,
Heritage,
if
okay.
they need to change it, they can change this, because they're flexible.
Okay, good. So for the new members, on Heritage Day, we have everybody there. We are, do a number of promo things, hopefully. Last year, we did, one thing that was really a big success, and I hope that people will be in favor of doing it again, is the Do You Remember? And we had, 8 maybe?
Yeah.
We'll call us,
Yeah.
because I was there too,
Yeah.
old timers, and we talked about the way things used to be. And a lot of people that weren't there have commented and hoping we do it again. And some of the people that were on the panel agreed to participate again. So,
That hall,
Huh?
that hall
I
is a
think we need
mess.
to get
The
somebody
hall
else.
well,
down
they
there.
have time, if we can't do it there, we'll figure something
Yeah.
out, but hopefully we
'Cause they've-
can.
They've been storing all the junk and furniture.
In that room?
In that big ballroom, yeah.
Well, maybe we can do downstairs if, I will call.
Yeah.
Once we set the date, I will call down to the resource center and see
Yeah.
if it's available.
Okay, so that's gonna be.
What do we want to do? What is,
9th or 16th?
they're both Saturdays in August.
I would say
Mhm.
16th.
The 24th. That's why I don't want it the 23rd, because it'll be too busy. Too much going on that weekend.
The 16th would be better
August
for me.
16th?
The 16th?
Yeah.
Okay, would that sound okay, Paul?
Yeah.
Jean? Everybody? Okay. So Heritage Day will be August 16th, and I will call down and talk to the new clerk and figure out what we can do, if we can do something then. Because we changed it last year because there was a conflict with our use of the resource center. So, it's the 16th then,
Yep.
done.
Okay, yep.
And do you want to do You Remember again?
Not me.
You don't have to be there, but
Yeah.
do we want to do it?
Yes. Yeah, we can find somebody.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's others. I'm happy to facilitate. Johnny Blackwood said he'd do it again.
Yeah,
So we'll start with a core, a couple people.
yeah.
Okay,
I've still got a few more things. I still have.
okay, go ahead.
Um,
How did we miss, you're back at the Freight House?
Yeah.
It's about Heritage Day.
Yeah,
That's right. September 11th to 14th, we talked about this at the last meeting, Phil. Is that railroad convention in Concord, and that's gonna run from September 11th to the 14th. The 11th is
Bless you.
a Thursday. And Rich is gonna open the Freight House because we're gonna have people coming. And I think you said you would open the station.
Yeah,
And then
Yes.
Friday, as of now, we're not gonna be open, but Saturday and Sunday is gonna be the normal hours,
Okay.
12 to 4.
Okay, so September 11th,
Yeah.
okay?
yeah.
And,
Have
And that's
that.
gonna be, we got the hours here, September 11th, from 11 to 4.
okay. Good.
And then, I don't know if you noticed, but we got the new sign up for the Heritage Park. It's in place.
Haven't been by there. I
Okay,
didn't notice
there's
it.
a new sign up, says Heritage Park, and it's now lit up at night.
Oh, good, good.
Bill bought some solar LED lights,
Yep.
so the whole
So
sign looks nice at
Oh,
night.
good.
Yeah.
So it's our old sign needed to be repainted, and that one? you're
We got
talking
rid
about-
of that. That old sign
Okay.
is gone, and we had one put on to the, what's that plastic that they make moldings out of and stuff now. It's not wood anymore.
Oh,
But
I
we
know,
had
that's
it.
what we did last year
Yeah.
for the signpost at Wakefield Corner and also the library.
Okay, so we have, it's all brand new, it's
Oh,
been
good.
repainted.
Thank you.
Everything looks great.
Thank
So
you.
that's lit up.
Will you extend our grateful
Oh, yes.
appreciation
Yep.
to
Yep.
the
Bill?
crew?
And we discussed last year that we had, the National Railroader magazine did that big thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be in it as a feature on September issue.
Oh, the same as that
So
weekend, as
it'll
that.
be- It'll be in time for this convention, so we're expecting a lot of people to come down to see the layout.
Okay, good.
So as of September until we close, it'll probably be busier.
Okay,
in
that'd be
that- in
nice.
the park.
So I also, what's his name?
Rich?
Rich said, I asked him if it would be okay to put that video he did on our website, but I don't think it's there yet. And I talked to Lydia, but she's.
It's not, because Rich talked about it, that's what I was gonna
Okay.
bring up.
Because her health has not been,
Okay.
she didn't recover as quickly as she had hoped from the surgery, so.
He would also like to get rid of those pictures on there of the Freight House when we were first putting it up, because they've been on there since we put the
Oh,
website up.
yep,
And
so,
he's got a lot of new ones that, so whoever's gonna do it, whether it's you, Michelle, or what, I can get you the information to get hold of Rich, and he's got all this stuff that he can get to you.
yeah, okay, and, so that video. And I also would like, while we're talking, you got something else on
No,
Freight House?
that's it, I'm done.
But while we're talking about, well, I'll do it on the website, we'll wait till we get down there. Heritage Day, we did that. Did we cover everything we wanted to at this point on Heritage Day? We'll just run with what we normally do and see what else occurs in the next
Okay.
month or so. The wigwag,
Wait a
so,
minute, under other?
Mhm,
Got a
we're under
couple
other.
things. I got a couple things.
okay,
One is, part of heritage in the town of Wakefield is Cynthia Akers made this card, and she used it for a Christmas card years ago. She did all of this, and it's all the history of the spa. And I gave Dino, he made copies of it, because they're gonna, that back door, they're gonna donate to the spa, and they're
Oh,
gonna
good.
have all the paraphernalia there. But I just wanted to make sure that Cindy Akers got credit for this, because it is beautiful. It
right.
is really beautiful.
So
And
what is it-
I don't
what's
wanna
the-
part with it.
no. What's the write-up on the inside? Does it talk about the history of the spa?
Yeah, yeah, the waitresses, it talks about Sarah would do the soda fountain, I mean, just good friend, I mean, all kinds of things.
So we have, Rick and I have in our Real Photo postcard collection, a postcard of the interior of the spa,
Oh,
way back, and probably, well, it was a spa, it was after it was Cook's, but it was
Yeah.
very early. And I talked with Corinne about allowing her to make a copy of that.
yeah,
You know,
Dino would probably like that.
And he
for
knows
that.
about that too,
Yeah.
I talked to him.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I'm a little disappointed to me, of course, I've been on the Heritage Commission for a long time, and when I was selectman, I was the selectman rep, and I came to every meeting. And I'm disappointed that we don't have a selectman rep here. This is an important part of Wakefield. I mean, all of these buildings are important to the history of Wakefield. And I'm just disappointed that we don't have, we have a selectman rep, but he's never here.
Okay. We can pass that along.
Yep.
And if we didn't have enough alternates, we would be out of vote too. So that's an aspect that I will, does anybody else have any comment?
If you, when you talk to Mark, if he's willing to resign, I think we're willing to have him resign and we can select somebody else.
Well, we don't select, the selectmen.
The selectmen.
pick
Oh,
it
the
out.
selectmen select.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
So,
but, you know,
okay, I will talk with him, Connie.
okay?
Okay, wigwag. So, we do need to get started on that. The important thing, I think, is to have Father Gill, what's his first name?
Bill
Yes, Bill,
Filing.
has offered to help. He knows a guy who did the electrical on his, somebody who used to work for Boston and Maine, and he offered to work with us. And I think that's a wonderful resource, and I'd like to figure out when he can get together with whoever. So Phil, you're interested in working on it. Paul,
I was.
you're not anymore?
We could have had that thing all done.
Well, he was in Florida and,
Is he,
you know, we
is
need
he down
the
there all
elec-
winter with you?
No, he was on vacation this
Oh,
spring.
oh.
But we
But
need,
we don't need him.
we need
to
the
tell us-
electrician.
We don't need him to do the electrician until we get done. The people that are gonna help sand it and scrape it and paint it and all that kind of stuff.
All right, well, we want to be sure we're doing it right and using the right colors and all that stuff,
Well,
right?
that's down the road. The first thing is we gotta get the old paint off, scrape it and paint it. I mean,
It has to
sand
be
it.
primed either way.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the color doesn't
So-
matter.
I mean, there's a
Okay,
lot of work.
So priming, scraping it and priming.
There's a lot of work to be done before
Right.
the electrical part and the painting gets done.
Okay, all
So-
right. So we have, so are you back on if we start it right off?
I'll think about it.
Okay. Paul? Yeah, who else? Did Rich off? I know he was there when we moved it
I
in.
think Rich is pretty busy.
I think so, too.
He's involved in that convention for September,
Okay.
so he's been going
So,
crazy with that.
we have you two. I don't know who else we have.
I'll talk Philly.
Okay. All right.
You took too many notes. I'm gonna consolidate these.
That's
You'll
all
never
right.
be able to figure it out.
It's all right.
I'll take them home and figure it out myself.
And you can share them with me if you want, and I've got, you know,
Yeah.
scribbled notes
Yeah.
here that we can catch up on, so. We don't have to say that Phil volunteered and then he took away his volunteer and then he put it back
Didn't
again.
bother with that.
Okay, so that makes sense. You know, that makes sense to me. But if we can get somebody who did that as part of their work for Boston and Maine, I think that would be awesome because it would save us a lot of money.
Oh, sure. with the
And if he
electrical.
does it as a, you know, a volunteer, or even partly a volunteer. So I need to, you guys can get started and I can say to Bill, you're starting on it and,
Yeah. I'll think about it.
okay. So I'll contact him. Now back to the website. So I guess you need to see, you could talk to Lydia.
Yeah, if I can get a login information, I can probably figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
GoDaddy, that's what it is.
Okay,
The GoDaddy platform,
okay. The platform's easy, but.
or whatever they
it's-
call
it's
it,
what-
but,
It's what the website is built on that I need to find out, but.
okay. Because there's a number of changes, and Lydia has made some of them for me, But there's a number of things. And one thing I would like to be sure it's okay with the commission, in the historic district, is the library. The library just got a grant for $5,000 towards, it's a 50-50 one-on-one match that I had applied for. They just got were awarded the grant to restore the pilasters in the front that are rotted. And we need to promote that it was through the New Hampshire Preservation Alliance and the 1772 Foundation. So I would like to make some note on our website where we have the historic district. I think it's appropriate that we can do something there. Does anyone have a concern with any of that? Okay. So we'll get that there as well. All right.
It is a historic building, it's just not under the Heritage Commission umbrella.
Well, it is in fact only in the way that we legislate the district. So I just want, if you guys went on the website and saw all this about the library, I think we should promote more of our buildings anyway, but I'll do something on the library anyway. Because we are supposed to give them all sorts of credit when we can. And,
They realize it's not the gap.
yeah, it's a Wakefield, it's in the historic district, so we're
That's a
talking
beautiful
about
building.
the Wakefield Public Library.
It's a lovely building.
Yeah. Anybody have anything else?
I do have something.
Okay.
It would be nice if we could do something at the school, but the downfall is always there's no facilities there, there's no bathroom. And I'd like to have some kids come to the school
What would you
sometime.
like to do?
Well, I'd like to have like a day when, you know, you do cookies and lemonade and the kids come and see and do a little reenactment of stuff and just spend a little
If
time
you
there.
want to figure out a time
Yeah,
and want to do it,
yeah,
and I mean, if it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And we could always have a porta potty
that's what I
there.
was thinking, you know, just, you know, maybe one shot during the summer.
Right.
I'll-
Because you were talking about being a school mom
Yeah,
and doing a
I
reenactment.
gave away my Willowbrook outfit, but I can get another one together. And, you know, I have little chalkboards, you know,
Right,
you know.
right, and we now have a few more,
Things they never
Seeds.
saw in their lifetimes.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
even have some pens with little nibs on them to dip in inkwells.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
If you
neat.
need nibs, I have boxes.
Oh,
of
good,
the
'cause I-
old nibs from.
That would be fabulous, because I have
the
a
old
few, but,
desks we have.
Yep.
Yeah.
so Nancy, you and I talked about some of the artifacts that you have, the early school artifacts. They may not relate much to the East Wakefield School. Maybe that's something more we do at Heritage, but at the Heritage Center. But maybe there's some way we could tie that in too.
I'm trying to think, mostly they're books that, were high school.
Okay, all right,
They would be from like 18, 12, 18, 15.
Mhm.
okay, so they're
Okay, well,
probably,
I'll
yeah.
try to figure out maybe a day,
Yeah.
a little,
You come up with
Concept.
something
Yeah.
and we'll support you.
and of course, the parking, you know, there's parking in front of the school, and then people could park in my yard, because I have a pretty big driveway, you know.
And
I'm okay with
we
that.
can, and we always can get a policeman to help if we have an issue, and that obviously is a terrible
It
place
is a
to
terrible
pull in and
spot.
out of.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I wait for 5 seconds in both directions, and even then, sometimes
then
I
look
nearly
again.
get clipped,
I-
you know.
Yeah.
So I spoke up, but is everybody in agreement? If she wants to come up with an idea, we'll
Sure.
support her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
It might work better for like a Wednesday,
Mm-hmm,
because it would be activities during the summer for the kids.
right.
But unless you think Saturday, because if we did Wednesday, we'll think about it.
Well, if we were gonna get a porta potty, maybe we could do a Wednesday and a Saturday. It's only a couple hours, you know, what the heck, you know?
Right.
Um,
And we do some promo on it. And,
Yeah,
okay. Did you put that in your notes?
I did.
Okay. Anyone have anything else? All right, well, great. Thank you. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.